Hello, hello, one and all. Brandon Carey is with you today, solo this time. My co-host is otherwise indisposed at the moment for his own personal reasons. Andre is out. So we are going to take a short break from Disco Elysium until we get all that sorted out next week. Until then, I wanted to start the game that I'm going to do. That I'm going to probably finish after Disco. Partly because I was playing it a while. I was playing a lot of it a few months ago, and I'm still really fond of it. This is the Rogue Prince of Persia, and if you don't know what this is a Prince of Persia roguelike game, hence the title. Created by Evil Empire, who are the team that's broke off from the Dead Cells developers to continue supporting Dead Cells after release. Because the original team, some of the original team, I think, wasn't Motion Twin, was it? Who were the Dead Cells team? It was Motion Twin. Okay, it was Motion Twin. So Motion Twin developed Dead Cells, and so one half of the developer of the team wanted to do something different. The other half wanted to keep developing Dead Cells, and the one that wanted to keep making more Dead Cells broke off and became Evil Empire. So they are the ones who made this game. And obviously it's a Prince of Persia game, so Ubisoft's involved. But I am quite fond of this game. I think this game is a very, very good roguelike. As you can see, I spent quite a bit of time in it. That save has everything unlocked. I've done max difficulty runs on this save, and I'm quite happy with how I've performed in that save. But for our purposes, we will start over from scratch and there is an important reason for this. There's an important reason for this, which we'll get into as the game starts. Come, traveler, sit, rest your weary bones, and hear the story of the Great Persian War. The tale of Persians and Huns, for their story is our story. Probably not mine, because I'm an American and a white guy, but you know, this is our story. Many, many years ago, on a day as dark as night, from the depths of the cold and northern steppes, the hordes of Nogai the Hun, driven by strange and savage magic, descended upon the mighty kingdom of Persia. The fate of the kingdom would come to rest on the shoulders of one eager to prove himself worthy. A prince of Persia. A prince whose secret would make him the arbiter of his people's fate. Okay, yeah, okay. Yes, a Prince of Persia. Evil Empire is the development team. Ubisoft obviously owns the property. They licensed the property out. Fortunately, I don't think this game has any voice acting on it, so we don't have to worry about a white guy voicing a Persian man. No Nolan North here. And besides, don't you mean Yuri Lowenthal? After all, he's the voice actor that matters for the Prince of Persia. People like 2008 Prince of Persia, as do I, but when you think of the Prince of Persia, you probably think of Yuri Lowenthal's performance as the Sands of Time Prince. It's kind of funny that the Prince of Persia is voiced by two white guys. And Jake Gyllenhaal, so 3 white guys. Ugh, my head. And now a 4th white guy, me. I was just fighting the Huns. Father, mother must have sent the army to stop the horde by now. I should be able to see the battle from atop the hill. If I hurry, I can join before it's over. This is tutorial time. So as you can see, they incorporate the typical Prince of Persia platforming into this roguelike structure. There's wall running, wall climbing, sprints, wall jumps, the whole platforming arsenal is here in this 2D structure that we've been given. And like any other platformers, obviously, like when you hit a pull or like a ledge, your jump resets. So like a lot of it involves chaining combinations of moves to scale obstacles that would be difficult to scale otherwise. Make a lot of use of these moves over the course of the game, but if you played a platformer, you're probably familiar enough. And if you've played Dead Cells, this look should be familiar enough. Ah, Prince, you're awake. The city. What's going on? The Huns launched their attack. They've made it to your father's palace, judging by the destruction. But that's impossible. I only just fought no... Oh, you know what? They didn't put the prologue in this. Did they? That could be a problem. I don't want to have to reset my save just to see the fucking prologue. Even if Swift's warriors couldn't have reached the city that quickly, my mother's army would have stopped them. I'm afraid the Huns left aside the Persian army and your mother, the queen, almost as quickly as Nogai defeated you, Prince. Do not worry, I am here to help. You? But you're no Persian, and yet you do not look like a Hun. I am Pachi. I have traveled far to find you, Prince. I'm the one who dragged you safely after your foolish fight with Nogai. Okay, so this doesn't. But the intro was just was not played. Okay, awesome, awesome. It is almost as though you did not think about the danger of the dark, corrupt magic. Some may call that brave, others foolish, but I... Thanks for your help, Pachi, but no magic nor Hun will ever get the best of me. Now that I know their new tricks, I shall have the better of them next time. Tricks. I think you spent the last 3 days recovering from their tricks. 3 days? No, that can't be. Shaheen, mother, father, you need to find my family. So, I'll post a YouTube of it, I'm sure, when I get around to uploading this onto my channel. I'll post a link to someone showing the intro. But basically, it's the prince going up to Nogai and getting his fucking ass beat. Pretty sure it's a longer scene than one we saw. That we're missing, but that's fine. As you can see, the acrobatics come into play during combat as well, especially during combat. We have no weapon. We're fighting with our fists. Spend a lot of time flipping and twirling over enemies. Mother Soldier's dead? That strange foreigner, Pachi. She spoke the truth. I must have missed the battle. Peace and valor be yours, fallen brother. With your weapon I shall avenge you. Now we have daggers that when I flip, we do a critical hit. So we obviously want to do a lot of flipping. It does feel a little weird to roll around in the background, but eventually you do get used to it. But since, like, they do limit you, like... these holes in the background are not random. I cannot climb, I cannot wall run through those holes. So while it is kind of weird to like crawl in the background, you do get used to it because it is not invincible. There are things that prevent you from having like free reign of the terrain. This is one of Mother's elite cataphracts. They're always armed to the teeth, and yet somehow killed by those horse milk drinking Hun barbarians. I'll put your bow to good use, fallen sister. Peace and valor. Yeah, so you basically have one weapon and one like sub weapon, and for us, the sub weapon's our bow for this tutorial run. And as the tooltip said, our tool has a certain charge that we will get back by hitting enemies. So I'll kick this, break that barrier. Now he's vulnerable. If you played like any similar roguelike game like Hades, you know the drill. The enemy has the barrier, they have super armor, and they will not stagger when you hit them. Similarly, probably unlike most roguelikes, we have these environmental hazards, which will take damage if we hit those spikes, but if we push someone into them, they will instantly die. As you saw with that one guard. Anyone who's played roguelikes like this are familiar with most of the mechanics. Pretty simple, but the game does iterate on these mechanics quite a bit over the course of the campaign. And there is a campaign for this game. There is the actual campaign, which is why I'm doing this for stream, because there actually is a story. And we'll get a bit more to that as we advance past the tutorial area. But there is actually like a beat for beat, like do this, then this, then this to beat the game. There is a clear end to this game. I saw the dead soldiers, Pachi. You were right. I missed the battle. What will you do now, Prince? If 3 days have passed, I need to find my family, kill Nogai, and stop this invasion. I imagine your brother, mother, and father are still somewhere in the city. For Nogai, you may find him inside the palace. Thank you, Pachi. I'll find a way. I always do. Give me 1 second. I have to kill Telegram. I forgot to do that. Exactly. The game ends when you've beaten the campaign 10 times. And good luck. No, there's a bit more to it than that, but we'll get to that later. But our objective is to find our family, defeat the Hun leader, and stop the invasion of Persia. Fairly confident I'll do pretty well in this, because I have done like max level challenge runs of this game, so I should be fine. It's been a while though, so I might be a bit rusty. They feel similar to the Hun's dark magic, some kind of residue perhaps. Maybe there's some use for them. So yeah, like if you play Dead Cells, you know that acquiring cells is how you unlock new items to play for future runs. And this is basically that system. You can interact with this machine to turn the cinders in, or you can smash the machine to get more, but if you do smash it and you die, then you lose those cinders. They don't get preserved. Yeah, it's pretty simple. The risk reward mechanic that a lot of these kinds of games tend to implement. Like, you can keep going for an extra bonus, or you can just turn in what you've got and forfeit the bonus you would have otherwise received. Title drop! But this is the start of our campaign. The Grand Aqueduct, my father's first great building project. It looks like the Huns have left the ruinous mark here as well. Need to find Nogwai and defeat him before they reduce everything to dust. Oh, yeah, okay. Don't worry about that if it ever presents itself. Which you probably will, given this run. Alright, so whenever I do stuff that is like kind of impressive, like not take damage or flip around enemies, do some acrobatic shit, this little meter here charges up. It's not stamina. Basically, when it fills up, I get like a bonus to my speed that wears off after a certain amount of time. And there are certain effects in the game that like proc off me having this burst of speed. Some that don't, some that proc off me not having it. Depends on the various effects that we will acquire over the course of the campaign. Let me see if there's anything over. Okay, there's nothing over here. Just climb, and as you can see, if we have a straightaway, we more or less have a way to infinitely wall jump. So I'll be taking advantage of that little X. I don't know if it's exploit because the game seems to assume you have access to it. But I'll be taking advantage of that a lot over the course of the campaign to do stuff like that. That should not be technically otherwise possible, but no one cares. And there are a couple of secrets that rely on you having that tech, so it's probably something they have to have kept in mind as they built these levels. See, a little symbol over my head means that crits are enabled for a weapon I'm using. Unlike other games, like we're talking about in a second. You see, this says critical after a vault. Unlike other games where crits are like a certain percentage chance that they'll happen, in the Rogue Prince of Persia, if you perform the prerequisite action for your weapon, the critical is guaranteed. So there's no crit stacking per se. Just like you would bring a weapon whose critical condition matches your playstyle. In this case, like, we're starting with the daggers, but since vaulting is something I do anyway, the daggers are actually a pretty good weapon for me. Because I like doing this vaulting around to avoid just to avoid taking hits. And so doing that to get critical just kind of naturally flows into the style I want to play at. Let's see if there's anything up here that's worth taking. Leave this zone. So we're in pretty good shape for the rest of this one. There's a lot of mechanics here that are worth like thinking about and talking about. Because in some ways, it is basically just Dead Cells. On the other hand, this does feel like a Prince of Persia game. This feels very much like a Prince of Persia game with the way you platform and how much acrobatics are relevant to the overall like pace of the game. But you see that those spikes there are designed so that we can't use our wall running hacks to climb that wall. But we're just getting started for the most part, so I'll have more to say as we unlock some of the other parts of this game. You see how far we can't climb all the way up because of this ledge here, but you can climb fairly far up. Okay, nothing there. Let's see if there's anything worth down here that's worth salvaging, because we still have a whole potion. We're gonna get it back at the next rest. We might as well take this opportunity to like test our luck and see how far we can go collecting stuff here before we move on to the next zone. So that's what's on my mind right now. I want to see if we can maximize our time in the zone to get as much out of it as we can. And I think with that, we have. So now it's time for our outer ramparts for our first boss battle. We get a healing boost, and if we had our potion consumed, we would get it back, but we didn't really need our potion, so I want to destroy this urn to get some more soul cinders. And we're gonna fight Barud. No one passes these ramparts unless I allow it. It isn't General Barud. The prince? But how? You fell before Nogai. Looks can be deceiving. Fool! I will make sure you stay down this time, like the Persian dog you are. Woman! Rock to smash your fucking face in. Smash. This is this. The tumbling is actually a problem here, but that is fine. We are not really in danger at the moment, it looks like. I think we're actually doing okay. Yeah, we got this. Do your smashy, please. Not that smashy. There we go. Drop those rocks. Break that shield. There we go, Barud. He wouldn't call you Bertrude. I'm used to her being dead by this point. It's fine though. We're still good. Yeah, keep doing that rock move, Barud. Fuck me. Fuck! Oh, damn it. We almost had it. That's fine, though. That's fine. I think it was our I think that was supposed to happen because our weapon was kind of poopy garbo. We're right back in the Oasis right after Patch nursed me back to health. Here for a fight with Noglai. Only hadn't passed out from the palace, I could have stopped the entire invasion now that I know what I'm up against. Another setback in almost as many days. There will not be another. Well, at least we have some soul cinders left. Welcome back, Prince. You die a hero's death? How did you get here? For most people, Prince, time is a river. It flows swift and sure in one direction. But as you know, time is actually a ball of wimbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. But for you, time goes round and round like a whirlpool, and in the dark, black hole at the bottom lies the bola you wear around your neck. You speak of my pendant, but no one knows about its power. I'm very familiar with your bola, Prince. It was created by my father and given to you as a baby. And here, I perform a ritual where all things in the Oasis remain in the Oasis, outside the time loop created by your bola. Or, as you say, pendant. No family knows about its secrets. And so it shall remain, Prince, for as long as you see fit to keep it a secret. I hope my trust is well placed in you, Pachi. So basically what she's saying is that this is our home base of operations that is separated from the time loop that is presented by our prince's powers. When the prince dies, his magical pendant takes him back to the last moment he woke up, which happens to be right here in this oasis. So for now, we kind of have to keep going with that information in mind. And this is where we turn their XP from our adventures into perks we can bring into our runs. Actually, I don't need the soul cinders. We will get the starting gold and the extra potion. I do not believe this game has animal companions, regrettably, for my dear chat, but it does have a lot of alternate costumes. That's kind of like the thing this game does a lot of, and we'll take a look at that when we get to it.